What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris Don One, and welcome to another fabulous rendition of Tears for This podcast. Please do the following: rate, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell, select all, share this live stream as well as this YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm with your friends, family, and followers. Okay, if you want to further support the channel, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges, as well as if you want to donate to the channel, you can either do a super chat, a super sticker, or hit the cash app. $ I'm Chris the Don One. All right. I like to say welcome to my night crew audience. Seems like you guys are going to be wrapping it up for the night. You've been there since Friday night. As well as I like to thank my early morning audience who just now starting the day. You're probably getting up, preparing and getting ready to start your day. Welcome to everyone. All right. Also, I got a friend. Her name is The Dream. The Dream has a fabulous YouTube channel. She informed me that she's going to start doing more vlogs. So congratulations on The Dream, as well as please subscribe to her on Instagram. Also subscribe to me, Too Early for This podcast, but check out her OnlyFans. She's got some exclusive content, never been seen before. You guys need to check that stuff out. I always like to give shout outs to people that's doing fabulous good work, doing the Lord's work in the social media and YouTube streets. All right. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about everything. We're going to be talking about Blac Chyna, a.k.a. Angela White, and her situation. We're also going to be talking about Kim Zoltafran, as well as KROY, their little temper tantrum at their a mansion as their mansion, as well as some more news concerning that. And we're going to be talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Is he broke? All right. So without further ado, let's get into the first topic. First order of business, we're going to be talking about Angela White, a.k.a. Blac Chyna. Apparently, the struggle is real out here in the entertainment world, Hollywood, Hollyweird, social media, and I've said this, there's going to be, after, when we had COVID, and I said, after we, get out of the pandemic, we're going to have some casualties of war, particularly with COVID. And on top of that, you had people that was splurging. Even before COVID, you had a lot of people just splurging on some ridiculousness stuff. And Blac Chyna was one of those people. Now, she recently was in the news. She said, well, at first, she talked about how many million she was making on OnlyFans. And then she did an about face and talked about how she's going to change her ways. She was going to delete a lot of the devilish tattoos on her. She was going to take religion more seriously. She was going to get rid of the face filters, the BBLs, the fake titties. She was just changing. She was just going to clean up and get her house in order, so to say. And she was just going to scale it back some, particularly how her lifestyle. Now, she has been in the news, but for all the wrong reasons. Courtney, the Kardashians took her to court, and now she can't even use their name, their likeness, and after that decision, she has lost a lot of endorsements along the way. I still think she does Fashion Nova, but she doesn't do it seriously. Maybe do it occasionally. I think she still has her makeup line. She still has the shows on the Zeus network. Her mama has a show. She has a show as well. But I don't think these shows are, massive success, stories. I mean, shows. And, not a lot of people are interested in her life. Now, she did do a couple of vlogs, sort of like she took everyone with her when she removed the face filters, just changing and cleaning up her image. She's not even really using the Black China label no more. She's really using her government name, Angela White, which I think that's when you think about that, just for a second, let's just stay on this for a second. Angela White, Black China. And when you hear both of those names, it sounds like two different names from two different uh worlds, okay? But nevertheless, Black China, has been in the news. She had been in the news for a lot of downs, but not too many ups, other than, changing her ways and changing her religion and things of that nature. But now, more recently, she's been in the news because of her custody battle with Tiger. I don't know how this was arranged in the beginning, and maybe when Black China, when Angela White was Black China, she thought this decision would be very beneficial for her, because at that time she was at her apex. She was on reality shows, and maybe she just didn't have time, and she was, keeping the kids in mind with this arrangement. And also, she probably had some feelings for Tiger, but now she's fighting this custody battle, and now she doesn't like uh, the outcome and the decisions, and now she wants to fight it. But there's a slight problem. She doesn't have enough money to even fight uh, a rebuttal to this custody situation with her and Tiger. So she's been on social media for the past couple of days. This was earlier this week, selling clothes, purses, shoes, liquidating anything of value to save up enough money so she can get lawyers. Now, this is allegedly. All this is allegedly, folks. Okay. Basically, liquidating anything of value and, turning it into money so she can have enough money to hire a lawyer or a bunch of lawyers to reverse the decision of try to reverse an Uno decision on this custody situation that she has with Tiger. And back in the day, I remember them talking about it briefly. And I thought personally, Black China, she may had her heart. She may was following her heart more than using her judgment. And maybe at that particular time, she was thinking of, okay, I'm Black China. Tiger seems to be a great co-parent. The kids adore Black China. She somewhat has feelings for Tiger, and she also felt kind of sorry for Tiger, because at that particular time, Black China's stock was rising and Tiger's was just failing. Okay, repossessions and things of that nature. It just didn't look good for Tiger, and maybe she thought at that particular time, he's going backwards, I'm going forwards. Why not, allow this approval of this custody thing? Because at the end of the day, the children are important. And since Tiger is going to be with the children more than her, that's cool. Okay. But now, she was hot 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. I think it's a decade ago, and now things have changed. I mean, you know, she's not the it girl. She's not the next big booty chick girl. Because I tell you guys, every summer it introduced a different big booty chick girl. Trust me, next summer we'll be talking about a different big booty chick girl. We're no longer going to be talking about the big booty chick girl that was introduced this summer. We're going to have a whole nother chick uh, with a BBL that we're going to be talking about next summer, and she's going to be the wave. But Black China, it's been many summers since Black China was that chick, and now Black China, and I just told you guys recently, Black China isn't highly a demanding type of entertainer, if you want to call it entertainment. Particularly she's doing this reality TV stuff on the Zeus network. She's just not a highly demanding commodity. Clubs are, high profile clubs are no longer interested in Black China. She tried the music thing. She put out some songs. None of them clicked or registered with a lot of people. She tried the OnlyFans angle. She was making a little bit money there, particularly when she did the promo about her sex tape was leaked out. Remember that story? And I think that was more of a promotion for her OnlyFans. I don't think her OnlyFans is hitting anymore. And all these girls have these Fashion Nova deals, and she's just not a highly demanding entertainer that anyone is clamoring for anymore. And now the money is slowly coming in. So now, she's selling a lot of stuff. Now, I remember talking about this a couple of years ago, how she was letting go of her cars. She was letting go of her cars. She was liquidating the cars. A lot of, and most of the cars got repossessed. And a lot of people was talking about, she's just switching it up. She really don't need the car. She's got money and this, that, and the third. A lot of people were talking about that ridiculous talk, and I said in the video that it sounds like to me she's getting her financial stuff in order because she's not a highly demanding person. Therefore, she's not going to be making a lot of money, right? So, um, if you hear this, if you're listening to this story, if you read the article, she's struggling. Now her struggle is different from our struggle. Okay, let's just go and get that out of the way. Okay, Black China struggle doesn't mean that she's going to be working at McDonald's tomorrow. Black China struggles doesn't mean that she's going to be the next reality girl that you spot at Starbucks. Okay, it's not that deep and not that serious with Black China. I think she's still going to make money, but she's not going to make the type of money she was making when she was in her prime. But she's far from. I feel like there's two different types. There's levels in everything. She's not going to be the 9 to 5 broke where she's going to have to be forced to get a job. But I do feel like she's going to be the type of broke where she can't really, utilize her money in other aspects in other areas or enhance her body and things. She's just not going to have that extra money floating around. So she's on a budget. Okay, the budget is real. Okay, and when you hear this story, she is, I know a lot of people are laughing behind the scenes at Black China, aka Angela White. And I would have been one of those people 5 or 6 years ago. However, there have been a lot of stories surfacing that she's getting rid of that Black China image. She wants to be known as Angela White. She's heavily in religion, even though O'Shea Duke Jackson, as well as Jada Black, they did live stream talking about all that was a scam, a rouge for us. But I still believe that she's trying to change her image and she's trying to live the right way and, get rid of this expensive lifestyle. She's not in that realm no more. And she got really, I felt like if she would have stuck to her gun, was stuck to the plan, which was get pregnant by a Kardashian, and if the Kardashians would have appreciated her and treated her like the other sisters, I think that would have bolstered her portfolio. But the Kardashians knew what she was ultimately trying to do. She sort of suckered. I forgot the guy name. I forgot his name. I do apologize, but he was a simp. He was a grade A simp. She was using him, and she got him on his. She knew how vulnerable he was and how, it didn't take that much to get him to go to bed with her. Unprotected sex. They have a child. I do feel like the when she got pregnant by Rob Kardashian, his name is Rob Kardashian. When she got pregnant by him, I think her ego was so massive, so big. She thought that she was a Kardashian because Rob Kardashian got her pregnant, and she was already lining up endorsement deals using the Kardashian name and likeness and image. And Kim, as well as her mother, was not having it. They took her to court. Now she can't even use. That was an angle that if she would have played her cards right, she would have making she would be making some money. Okay. But unfortunately, fame is a hell of a drug. You can get addicted off of fame, and fame can have you thinking that you're the ish when you're nowhere near the ish. All right. So now she's in a situation where she has to liquidate anything of value to try to take Tiger to court to change their custody situation. And I do feel a little sad for Angela White. I feel sad for Angela White, not too much for Black Chyna, because Black Chyna put herself in this predicament. But I do feel sad for Angela White because now she's, changing her image and she's scaling back a lot, and she doesn't need those fancy cars and living in big mansions and the jewelry and things of that nature. But I do feel sorry for Angela White. I hope this, turns out to be a good situation. And who knows what's the future holds for Angela White. But so that's all I got for that. And we're going to take a 30-second commercial break. Holla at your boy. Hold on.
You know what I don't understand? I'm going to talk about it right now. I get the views. I get a lot of them. But I don't get the likes. Like if you spend that much time to watch the video and then you don't hit the like button, what's going on? Come on now. Pull yourself together. If you're going to watch it, like it. Get busy. You got things to do. Hit that button. You know what I don't understand?
All right. Back to our regular smuggler program already in progress. Okay. Don't forget, if you want to further support the channel, further support the Don Squad movement, hit the Cash App link, $ I'm Chris the Don 1. You heard me? All right, so we got some other talk that we're going to be talking about. Kim Zordafran versus Kobe Keith. All right. I know I'm butchering their names. I'm just being silly. Truthfully, I can't pronounce this girl's name anyway, and I can't even pronounce his last name anyway. I only think I'm pronouncing his first name right, but that's neither here nor there. Now, Kim, for those who've been living on the rock, allow your boy to explain. Kim has been, her rise to fame is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right. She also had a one-hit wonder song, Don't Be Tardy for the Party. She also had her own reality show on Bravo. And at that particular time, reality TV was an uncharted territory. And the early pioneers of reality TV, like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Black Ink Club, the first ones, and the Kardashian. The Kardashians started this crap. Well, started reality TV, excuse me, and they birthed shows such as the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Black Ink Club. I forgot the other one, but that's neither here nor there. And they spawned these shows, and the earlier adopters, they were making bread, massive bread. And Kim was one of those type of individuals. Kim was basically a nobody housewife that no one knew about. The only way they knew about her was from reality TV. Now, she had a little skit on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She had a guy, aka Mr. Big or Big Daddy, whoever this guy was. He was splurging money on her and things of that nature. Come later, we find out it's Cody. I'm not even going to pronounce his last name, but anywho, so He was an NFL player, not an elite NFL player, not no primetime star. He wasn't on the level of a Tom Brady or, he just wasn't on that level of those type, or even a Lamar Jackson. Okay. I'm trying to think of the other guy that plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Okay. He wasn't on that type of level. He wasn't on that type of radar, but he had a decent career in the NFL and made a lot of money from his playing time with the NFL. And he got connected by Kim through the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They done got married and they had kids, and they live in this mansion. They don't remodel this mansion. Kim also, she too has an OnlyFans. I don't know if she still has that OnlyFans. She was also selling wigs, and she was making money off of social media, plus with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, also doing her show. He was still, living off his money from the NFL. Occasionally, he would make an appearance on Kim's show. Kim's show wasn't as successful as when she was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Me personally, I thought Kim burnt her bridges with the women over there. Which, by the way, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, none of them are housewives. Okay, well, at least from the beginning. And I felt like Kim burnt her bridge with those females over there. Particularly, she said some off the wall things about a lot of her cast members. I remember one show she was talking about. She was at someone's party, someone's mansion, and her and her daughter saw roaches, and you knew that this dynamic was going to last forever. Bravo, you know, basically Bravo took her off the show, make her have her own show because Kim's name at that particular time was thriving, particularly with that one hit wonder song that was so much of a hit, even though it wasn't on radio, it wasn't on public radio, it wasn't on satellite radio. I have never heard this song before on any radio device. I saw the video on YouTube and also a couple of times on her own show, but they said this song was an international hit. I don't know how believable that was, and she was riding on that as well as her popularity because she used to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, started her own show. Well, uh, now her show is, I believe, it's canceled. I don't really follow reality TV that seriously, but it's canceled. She has made a couple appearances on other shows, but the money isn't cranking in like it once did when she was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, when she had her own show. And allegedly, now this is allegedly, uh, the reason why they're strapped for cash now, or strapped for cash, okay? Um, the real reason why they having money problems is because allegedly Kim supposed to have this huge gambling problem, and her husband wanted, and she also wanted to, keep up with the Joneses, sort of say. They bought a mansion that they couldn't, that if you look at their income, they can't afford this mansion, and on top of that, they were using the mansion to get more loans to remodel the mansion. All right, so that really put them in a financially upside down, and where they're spending more money than they're actually making. And I remember earlier in the summer, TMZ reported that they were going to um, divorce because of the money issues, not because they fell out of love or one of them, they didn't want to take a one. Either Kim or Cody didn't want to be a wife or don't want to be a husband anymore, or they're not taking care of their responsibilities with the kids and the family. They simply were getting the divorce because things are looking rocky. And it's funny about, and we all know individuals like this, okay? We all know individuals like when life is good, when the money's flowing in, you ain't got no cares in the world, life is great, you know, it smiles all the time. You go home, you kiss your wife, you kiss your dog, you play with the kids, life is great until there's a bump in the road of life that you have to deal with, and then there's several bumps in the road of life, and then you'll take your frustrations out on your wife or your husband. You take your frustrations out on the kid. You take your frustrations out on your pet, your dog, whatever. You take your frustrations out on your coworkers, because now everything ain't lollipops and rainbows no more. Now is a it, now is a storm that you have to deal with every day until you get out from under the situation, whatever situation that you're in. And Kim and Cody or Corey, whatever his freaking name is, you guys know I butcher names on a constant, consistent basis. And now, since they're not making the money like they used to make, on top of that, they are not a huge draw anymore. First and foremost, even in their prime, they wasn't a huge, massive draw. They just knew Kim from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and don't be tardy for the party song. And they just knew him from his NFL days. But those days are behind those two. All right. They're no longer desirable. No club wants to book them to open their club or to work at their club a night, to be a feature act or whatever. They have no talent. All right. It's not like she can go on tour and sing her greatest hits. She only got one hit, and I really have doubts on whether or not this is a hit or not. Don't be tardy for the party. Um, Cody can't go back into the NFL. He can't, he's not getting younger. He's getting older. He's just, the rigors in the NFL. Plus, he wasn't on that level to begin with. Okay, so they can't go back to what made them money, and they don't have any skills or talent to go into other fields or to go into other aspirations to make money. All right. So they're just living off of, remortgaging the house, whatever little money that they can come up with in their bank accounts. And now TMZ have shown the video of when the cops went to their mansion. Now, apparently, they had a huge fight, and Cody locked himself in the master bedroom. Now, apparently, they got into a fight all because they didn't want to sleep together. Okay, which, okay, that's cool. Couples go through that. All right, most couples, if they have a 2-bedroom apartment and the kids are occupying one of the bedrooms, most couples, the guy, in every situation, I feel like the guy is just gonna just sleep on the couch for a night or two just to get away from her. Okay, these guys living in a plush mansion, that's got multiple rooms, multiple bathrooms, multiple garages, and this guy was so petty, he was not going to leave his own master. He didn't want to leave the master bedroom. And she was so petty, even if he was petty and he didn't want to leave the master bedroom, you know, cooler head should have prevailed. She still would have been fuming and steaming, but she could have just slept in the other bedrooms. Either or, both of these guys were acting very immature, very childish. The police were called. And shout out to the police department. The police department has a lot of other problems. Okay. And the one thing people don't give police officers a lot of credit on, sometimes they be called to a lot of stuff that they don't really need to be needed. Okay. Like if eh, like I understand shoplifting, it's a crime, but there's not enough police to cover every shoplifting report. Okay, as long as nobody didn't get hurt, nobody didn't get killed, you know, even though it's a crime, a lot of these big time retail stores and outlets, they have insurance, they have cameras, and the police can come at a later date if necessary to, uh, you know, figure out the incident. Okay, uh, arguing, and I know domestic violence is serious, and we don't have enough police officers when everyone's reporting domestic violence. And I'm not saying this that you know the police should not be called for domestic violence, but if there's a domestic dispute, I say domestic dispute, not domestic violence with a neighbor, with another neighbor, and neither neighbor wants to, just dial it down a notch and just return back to their home. They're still arguing in the streets and they have to call the police. Now the police are on the scene. Y'all do realize serious crimes such as like domestic violence or murder or assault, you know, those are a little bit more serious crimes compared to domestic abuse and a domestic incident where someone is fighting or someone who got shot. There was a report a couple of days ago where a kid got shot over a bag of chips. Okay, the police definitely need to be involved in that. But the response time to a lot of these crimes, it's not quick enough because the police are called for just about everything. So on that note, and I'm not saying when that kid who got shot with the bag of chips was in Atlanta, but what I'm saying is the police are being called to a mansion where two childish individuals, Kim and Cody, are arguing over who can sleep in the master bedroom. There are multiple rooms, there are multiple restrooms, they have a big garage, they got it's ridiculous. So TMZ showed the camera footage. You can see Kim, just trying to make a scene. You can hear Cody. I think they ultimately went in there and talked to him. And cooler heads prevailed thanks to the police department there. You would think these two grown adults can't one of them couldn't back down or just be the bigger person in the room and say, you know what, you got this, you won this, you keep the master bedroom, I'm gonna sleep in some other room, okay, or I'm gonna sleep with our kids because it's not worth all of this hell and chaos. Okay, you have kids in the in your home. You have to be more concerned about than yourselves. So they've been on again, off again, on again, off again, wanting a divorce, then they want to patch things up. Want a divorce, then they want to patch things up. Um, I think these two are married and bonded together because it's more financially reasonable why they're together than romantically or they're in love. I think these two need each other financially because I think it was early this year this home was about to be foreclosed. Now, lucky for them, they found someone to put the kibosh on that. But now there's reports that it may go into foreclosure again. All right. And once again, this goes back to Black China. This goes back to this goes back to Kim and Corey. It goes back to a lot of these entertainers that a lot of these guys don't believe that the pandemic is not going to affect them. the after effects of the pandemic is not going to affect them. And let's just keep splurging as much money as we want to. We're living in a society where people are flashing their cash and buying ridiculous things. And no one is the wiser of scaling back some and saving some money on the side for a rainy day. Because when COVID hit, that was not a rainy day. That was a rainy storm, a rainstorm. When the pandemic was put in place, that was a storm, a tropical storm. And when the mandates were lifted, a lot of businesses were trying to get back to normal. Hollywood had to put things on pause. A lot of movie projects were put on pause. Okay, and a lot of these shows, these reality shows, were put on pause. All right, so at that time, you're supposed to save as much money as you can and just, hunker down and survive with whatever savings you have and don't do a lot of splurging. I think with Kim and KROY, they were, having loans on the house to remodel the house. And allegedly Kim had this huge gambling issue. And KROY, I'm pretty sure he's getting retirement checks from the NFL, but those retirement checks are not large enough to take care of the lifestyle. And Kim, I mean, what Kim is doing, she's not on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She doesn't have her own show. She's not talented enough to do anything else. I know her OnlyFans is flopping. Okay, it's going quadruple plastic. No one is interested in her OnlyFans. I don't think she does that anymore. All right. And social media is drying out. A lot of these social media influencers, you know, a lot of these endorsements are drying up. And Kim is a has-been. Okay. I'm sorry, Kim. If there's some Kim Zora friend fans out there, I hate to tell you this, her her time in the sun is over with. Her 15 seconds of fame was over with years ago. So, it is what it is. So hope they divorce for the kids, and I hope they co-parent and things. I hope things get better for them. But hey, it just goes to show that, you have to plan for the future. And a lot of these celebrities, if you want to call them celebrities, they're not planning for the future very well. They simply not planning for the future. All right. Let me give y'all another commercial break and we'll be right back.
These niggas come in your chat. They won't even hit the like button because you all are a bunch of motherfucking haters. Bitch, it don't cause you shit. Not only to be over here, it don't cause you shit to hit the like button. But double fuck you motherfuckers in real life. Huh? Yes, that won't hit the like button. This is for you motherfuckers. Bitch, hit the like button. Don't hit the like button. Fuck you motherfuckers. In real life, you hear this? Look, bitches. You don't hit the like button. Fuck you motherfuckers. And thank you for the view, bitches. These niggas.
All right, we are back. Thank you, Sister T. Thank you, Sister T, for that quick shout out. Please hit the like button, okay? Please hit the like button. Do what Sister T told you. Hit that like button. Yeah, man. All right, so let's go into the next order of business. We're going to be talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine. Hunt's steak sauce 69. Okay. Oodles and Noodles 69. We're going to be talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine allegedly. Now, this is allegedly. Let me clear my throat with some Mountain Dew. All right. So, allegedly, this is all alleged. Tekashi 6ix9ine is the money, and the money is no longer long no more for Tekashi 6ix9ine. Ever since he got out of jail, he's been flexing real mad hard. Came out with a couple of hit singles, trying to be irrelevant in the hip hop in the hip hop music culture. A lot of people have abandoned Tekashi 6ix9ine, particularly in hip hop, and this image of him being a rat. He was the first rat, rapper rat, and at first he was trying to make excuses why he had to, snitch on his fellow gang members. And ultimately, he just embraced being the snitch. He embraced being the rat. And, it still didn't give him no motion in these hip hop streets. And he was pretty much outcasted. There was only a few people that was really messing with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Um, if you look at Nicki Minaj, she did a video, also did a song with him, that Fifi. He was banging with that. Then he tried to do some solo projects, and they just didn't pan out. I think the last song he did was with Kodak Black, I believe. And allegedly, a lot of people think that Kodak Black dissed him even in that particular song. And that song didn't go nowhere, even with Kodak Black. And now he's transitioning to more of island music, well, Spanish music. He's been featured with a lot of the Spanish. He's trying to get the Spanish community to embrace him. If you've been paying attention to Tekashi 6ix9ine, he has a huge fan base internationally, and more particularly with the Spanish community, more so than the African American community with hardcore rap and things of that nature. He's been really changing his image. He's been scaling it back a lot. He was dating I forgot the girl name that put 6ix9ine tatted all over her. He's no longer dating her no more. Sarah, his first baby mama, he's not messing with her either. She's been doing a couple, you know, she's trying to make money off this Tekashi 6ix9ine story. I don't blame her. And now he's dating this Spanish girl. I forgot her name. He's been splurging, just like he did with the other girl. Buying expensive gifts and jewelry. Just to keep her around her. And obviously a lot of these girls are around Tekashi 6ix9ine not because of his charm, not because he have a sense of humor, but of his image, his reputation, as far as being a celebrity. And he splurged on these women, give them whatever they want, all right, just so they can stay around him. And a lot of these girls, have figured it out. And his circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. There's an article that Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's fighting the good fight, particularly financially. And he's upside down himself. Jordan Tower posted this on his YouTube channel that the man is either going broke or he's heading down the road to broke. And the thing about Tekashi 6ix9ine, a lot of people don't realize is he lost a lot of bags when he went to court and outed those gang members. Okay, outed his manager, and he lost a lot of credibility, particularly in the hip hop community. And when the hip hop community turned their backs on him, the endorsements were few and far between. Y'all got to realize, before we even got to that point, Tekashi 6ix9ine was blowing up. There was labeling Tekashi 6ix9ine the king of New York. Tekashi 6ix9ine had motion in these streets, all right? But when he got caught up in that situation, he just fell. Okay. A lot of those, he just lost a lot of those deals, and he also lost a lot of respect, particularly in hip hop. Now, he always had a huge international an international following. He always had a huge Spanish following, even before this incident. But the American scene was really, fucking with Tekashi 6ix9ine, and now they pretty much abandoned him because he's a rat. He was the first rat, before Gunner. Now, I feel like the reason why Gunner and when Gunner got out and snitched and allegedly snitched, we even though we saw the video and he pretty much put everybody's business on Front Street, you got to do what you got to do to get out of your situation, and that's what Gunner did. But the difference between Gunner and Tekashi 6ix9ine, Gunner still has credibility in the hip hop community. All right. Gunner has not done any interviews denouncing whether or not he snitched. Okay. Matter of fact, Gunner's not even talking about it. And two, Gunner is hellified more talented than 6ix9ine. Okay. I think Young Thug, even though I think Young Thug don't hate Gunner. I think Young Thug, in his perspective and his thinking, is saying Gunner had to do what he had to do to get out that situation. If it means denouncing the gang and reading reading the script, what he had to read, he had to do what he had to do to get out that situation. And jail is no joke. There's not a lot of men on this planet that can do a month in jail. When you're used of a lifestyle, when you're used to, laying the top of the top baddies, when you're used to, partying each and every day, eating exotic food, driving exotic cars, living the lifestyle that you live. And when you're used to that and all of that stops and now you got to sit in jail, you're used to walking around in the mansion. You're used to hanging around your friends. Now you're in a 4x6 cell with a hard mattress, and now you're complaining about your living situation in prison because you're not used to this. Remember the reports? Remember what Gunner said when he was locked up? Remember what Young Thug said when he was locked up? And when you're not used to this situation, maybe a day in jail, it may take longer than a day in jail. It may take even longer of your first night in jail. It may take even longer your first week in jail, your first 2 weeks in jail. But I feel like after a month or after a certain amount of time, realization starts sinking in. You start saying to yourself, jail life sucks. Okay, you can't do nothing. You can't go to the clubs. You can't play on your PlayStation 5. You can't just walk around and do whatever you want to do. You can't bang the baddest baddie. Okay, you're stuck in a jail, and you're stuck in a sausage fest building. Okay, and that can play tricks with you mentally, emotionally, subconsciously. And you start saying to yourself, man, I got to get out of this situation. And I got to do whatever I need to do to get out of this situation. And if it means to flip on my business partner or my friend, my brother, I'm going to do it because I don't like this situation. As soon as he did what the DA wanted him to do. And let me tell y'all something. Don't get it twisted and get it confused. When Young Thug's court, when it finally goes down, Gunner is going to be one of those witnesses testifying against Young Thug. Don't get it twisted nor confused. All right. So when he signed his agreement and said what he had to say in camera and in court, he was free as a bird. Do y'all remember the scene when he hopped into that Bentley truck and he had that and he had that big booty chick with that big bubble in the back? Gunna was back to living Gunna's life. Right? Now Gunna since then, after he got out of jail, he came out with an album. The album was a smash. It was successful. A lot of people are fucking with Gunna, particularly in the hip hop community. A lot of rappers, a lot of the high profile rappers ain't talking a lot of ish on Gunna. There's a few randoms here and there. He's been catching a few strays here and there on social media, but he's not catching any fades or any shade like Tekashi 6ix9ine did when he had to rat on his friends, his gang members. And I think the difference is Gunna is more likable than Tekashi 6ix9ine. Gunna is more talented than Tekashi 6ix9ine. And people are making excuses for Gunna where those same people were slaughtering Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now, people are going to come out of the woodwork and say, oh, you don't understand. Though they were two completely different situations. A, B, C, E, F, G. Here are the reasons and things of that nature. At the end of the day, the context is they had to flip on somebody to get out of their situation. When before they got into that situation, they were promoting gang life. They were promoting their gangs. They were promoting not folding under pressure. They were promoting all this stuff. And a lot of people are going to say it's an image. Hey, they're trying to sell records, but it's still an image, folks. And they were hard on this image until they got caught. And now they're, had a coming to Jesus in prison, if you want to believe that. But the truth of it is, if it's survival of the fittest, and if I have to flip on somebody to get out of my situation, this is what they're thinking, then I'm gonna do it. That's what Tekashi 6ix9ine, that's what Tekashi did, and that's what Gunna did. All right. But at the end of the day, Gunna is more likable than Tekashi. And people embrace Gunna more than Tekashi. And now Tekashi, you were flaunting the cash, you were flaunting the jewelry and the cars when you got out of jail. And then after a while, you was flaunting that hit with Nicki Minaj. And then after that, it was a cold shower. It was the longest cold shower. Tekashi was in a drought, okay, that he could not get out of, all right, where he had to make deals that would, when Tekashi was in his prime, he didn't have to make those deals. Now he made some deals with some business associate for a podcast or whatever. That fell through, and allegedly the individual is saying he gave Tekashi 6ix9ine the cash first, and now Tekashi 6ix9ine took the cash, and he's not, holding his end of the bargain. We have to see how that plays out, okay, if that's true or not, okay? Maybe true, maybe not, okay? But it's crazy how we can embrace how two people can go down doing the same thing, but the end result is we hate this individual for what they did, and we will ridicule this person, talking about he's not hard enough, he's not street enough, this, that, and the third. But someone that's likable, we make excuses for, right? I'm not saying to pick or choose. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, all right? So, Tekashi 6ix9ine is broke, and Tekashi 6ix9ine, got to figure out his next lick. Now I think he has some type of credibility in the in the international proportion in the Spanish community, but how much rope he has in those communities until people get tired of him. I mean, he's even changing his music. Okay, so you got to do what you got to do to survive. So can Tekashi 6ix9ine rebound from this? We don't know, but all reports are saying that the struggle is real for Tekashi 6ix9ine, and this man broke allegedly. All right, so let's do another commercial break, okay?
You know what I don't understand? I'm going to talk about it right now. I get the views. I get a lot of them. But I don't get the likes. Like if you spend that much time to watch the video and then you don't hit the like button, what's going on? Come on now. Pull yourself together. If you're going to watch it, like it. Get busy. You got things to do. Hit that button. You know what I don't understand? I'm going to talk about it right now. I get the views. I get a lot of them. But I don't get the likes. Like if you spend that much time to watch the video and then you don't hit the like button, what's going on? Come on now. Pull yourself together. If you're going to watch it, like it. Get busy. You got things to do.
Alrighty, back and better again, okay? That's some words of wisdom. Hit the like button, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. Subscribe and enjoy. You will not be disappointed. And let's get into the thick of things. In other news and notes, speaking about being broke as a joke, Jesus, the broke bug has infected a lot of people, okay? We just talked about Black Chyna, aka Chyna White. We talked about Kim and KROY and their broke situation, plus their arguments. We also talked about Tekashi 6ix9ine and his situation financially. Soldier Boy, okay? Soldier Boy ain't doing the Superman. He ain't cranking that Superman no more. He trying to get some more extra dividends, okay? Because apparently his a girlfriend that he was effing with, that he was simping on, took him to court. She won a judgment, and now Soldier Boy is scrounging to pay the judgment. Okay, now they said that the girl and her attorney is trying to is well, not trying to, they successfully sued Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is giving up on his cars. They can't take the mansion away from him because he's renting the mansion. Uh, they can do something about the cars, but a lot of the cars he doesn't really own. All right, and that fully explains why Soldier Boy has been on this Soldier Boy tour. I mean, Soldier Boy has been touring nonstop, and I guess you can call this tour trying to pay off this debt tour. All right, Soldier Boy has been touring at parts unknown. Okay, he's been in Jackson, Mississippi. He's been in Brownsville, Cleveland. He's been in Arkansas. He's been in a lot of goddamn states. It just ain't lit in them states. It's not like Soldier Boy is at these high profile cities like New York, LA, Atlanta. Okay, he's selling them out, sold out. I'm pretty sure he's gone to those regions. But let's just face facts, face reality. I mean, can Soldier Boy still pack a house? I highly doubt it. Soldier Boy, he's not packing them out in football stadiums. Okay, Soldier Boy is, touring and going to like coffee shops. Soldier Boy has been in beer joints. Soldier Boy has been at abandoned strip clubs. Soldier Boy, wherever Soldier Boy can go and wherever someone wants Soldier Boy there, Soldier Boy is there in a hurry because Soldier Boy is trying to get this money up. Okay, Soulja Boy trying to get this money up because this girl done took him to court, got a judgment on him, and he wants to quickly get this money done. All right. So, Soulja Boy, the struggle is real. The struggle is real for a lot of these people, these entertainers. All right. In other news, the bankruptcy judge of the Tasha K Cardi B situation, the bankruptcy judge told Tasha K, run that girl her money, okay? Run Cardi B her money quickly, okay? Apparently, Cardi B dialed JP Winford 8087 cash now, 8087 cash now. Apparently, Tasha K, the judge told Tasha K, hey, run her money, right? So, and I remember we talked about this, and I told you guys, sooner rather than later, reality is going to seep in, and she's going to have to give this lady her money. Now, Tasha K said in an interview that she's going to pay her in installments, and it's going to take her 20 years to get all of her money. Okay, I guess she's going to do like real small, partial payments or something like that. But Cardi B is in a huge hole, and that explains why Tasha K. That explains why Tasha K has been, really, particularly she done done the podcast tour. She's been, she still got this comedy thing that she does from city to city. It's highly doubtful that she's packing them in. She's also been on several podcasts. She was on the Joe Budden podcast. Joe Budden canned that interview. I told you guys I felt like that was a ploy for Joe Budden to get more people to watch this episode, maybe put it on Patreon, get more people to subscribe to his Patreon. But no, Joe Budden said that, this interview is canned. I do feel like this interview will see the light of day. Tasha K went on a tirade on Joe Budden, saying this, that, and the third about Joe Budden, because she really does need this spotlight in the worst way. There have been some reports out there that says that, Tasha K, she has a streaming application service, and where she streams the majority of her content, and you have to put your credit card, debit card information in to get this content. She's doing YouTube less, because there's also a report out there that says that Cardi B's lawyers have already got her YouTube checks, okay? And that explains why she keeps doing these updates that she's not going to upload consistently on YouTube like she used to, all right? Because, Tasha K is getting some of that money there. But her last line of defense was the streaming service. And a lot of people say she does have the streaming app. It's not very profitable. And also, if Cardi's and her lawyers get a garnishment on that, then it's a wrap for Tasha K. Because Tasha K also makes money on the back end doing promotions on social media. She also has her Facebook. There's been talk that she's even going to come after that Facebook money. I don't watch Tasha K on Facebook. I don't know the mechanisms about Facebook, but I know Tasha K is on X, as well as TikTok, as well as Instagram. And Cardi B, and it's like this. When you owe somebody money, and the person that you owe has a ridiculous amount of money, where they will literally waste money to get their money out of you. They will literally spend twice as much money to get the money that you owe to them. Now, 50 Cent did this to some girl. Ultimately, the girl had to pay, but 50 Cent was literally spending more money, because this girl, allegedly, this girl said that 50 Cent put out a sex tape out, well, her sex performance on social media. that was considered revenge, porn. And 50 Cent said, whoa, stop the presses. Someone else did that. Your boyfriend did that. You claimed that, this was, leaked out. It wasn't leaked out. It was all part of promotion scheme, things of that nature. Anyway, she accused 50 Cent of something that he did not do. 50 Cent took her to court. 50 Cent won the judgment. And the rest they say is history. So, yeah. So Cardi B done took Tasha K to court. Tasha K thought that she was slick and say, well, I'm going to apply for bankruptcy. That fell through. Now she's been moving her money around, but eventually they're going to catch up with you. So, if Tasha K can either peel the Band-Aid off quickly or slowly peel the Band-Aid off. Either way, you still gonna have to give this lady her money. All right. So you're gonna have to run Cardi B her money. So yeah, that's all on that. Speaking about that, we're gonna get into the Sexy Red situation. Now allegedly, this is all allegedly. I did a video on it, which, by the way, when I did the video, which the video is still up, apparently YouTube feel like the video is not adult content, even though it is. I didn't show the actual Sexy Red video. And I'm waiting for them to look at it manually, and then it'll be in heavy rotation, even though it's getting a fair amount of views, but that's neither here nor there. But it was reported a couple of days ago, I think this was Thursday when all this stuff went down, that allegedly Sexy Red's Sexy Red sex video was leaked out on social media, on her own Instagram page, on her own Instagram story. Now, the word around the street is that the guy that was having sex with Sexy Red leaked it out on her Instagram because she had it on her phone and put it on her Instagram stories. Now, Sexy Red did respond saying that it was heartbroken, but she didn't go any further to that. She didn't talk about any, calling the police or saying that it's revenge porn. Ebert in the morning took a lot of hits because a lot of people felt like he didn't believe it. I don't believe it as well, but I didn't go as far as what Ebert said. And she's not, going to press. I don't know if she's going to press charges. Maybe she's got a legal team looking into it. But I said in my video, this felt kind of scripted a little bit. And before I get into it, I first like to state this. This is all pure speculation. Allegedly, this is my opinion. I don't have no evidence or anything proven whether or not this is true or not. We're just purely speculating. And what I said in the video, I'm going to say right now. I feel like this was orchestrated. And I feel like Sexy Red, a lot of these music insiders like DJ Academics, a lot of them say that Sexy Red is the new algorithm. And, she's, which I don't see it. Sexy Red, yeah, she has, she's got Pound Town. She's got Pound Town, the remix. I think that put her on the map. But I don't think either of those songs or songs that people are going to still be listening to months after they've been released. Now, she has appeared in several other songs, been in several other music videos, but I don't think Sexy Red is famous because of the music. I think Sexy Red is more famous because of the image of Sexy Red. Even though a lot of people think that, and I think Sexy Red is a very attractive woman. Now, a lot of people say otherwise. A lot of people say that she looks like Young Thug. Uh, I can't see why people would say that, but I think Sexy Red is a typical. She looks like what a typical average woman would look like, with tattoos and things of that nature. If you're in the hood, you're going to see a woman that looks similar to like her. Now, she did do a photo shoot where she was all dolled up. They put makeup on her, everything, and they covered up a lot of her tattoos and things. And she looked very beautiful in that. But however, she looks like a regular ratchet chick. I don't think Sexy Red is ratchet. I just think Sexy Red is, making her image off of being a ratchet hood girl, similar to what Glorilla was doing. I do feel like Sexy Red, if you look at her popularity, I think Sexy Red, as of right now, is more popular than Glorilla. Now, Glorilla came out with a song. It's not hitting. Nobody likes the song. And she even changed her hair color to red to try to ride on the wave of Sexy Red. But I think Glorilla, she's she's she has to do this. She's in the same situation as Sexy Red when you talk about music wise. And I'm only talking about their music, okay? If they want to have long careers in this music industry, they're going to have to start to create a catalog. You just can't just live off of one hit. No Tomorrow by Glorilla was her biggest hit. And ever since that song came out, she has not capitalized. She hasn't made something that's even better than that song or last longer. And the same thing with Sexy Red. Sexy Red had Pound Town. Then she had the remix Pound Town with Nicki Minaj. But ever since then, she's not capitalizing or making something that's even better or similar to Pound Town. And Glorilla and Sexy Red are in the same boat as artists. They're going to have to create they're going to have to create a catalog, and they're going to have more than just one hit. Otherwise, they're going to be labeled as one hit wonders, and they're going to be here today, gone tomorrow. If you don't believe me, look at Sweetie. Sweetie had that hit with Doja Cat, and ever since then, she's been chasing that song. She's been trying to make a song that's similar to that or even better than that. The Best Friend song. And she could never live up to that. And now, if you look at Sweetie right now, even though she's popular on Instagram, she's popping and things of that nature, and she's dating YG and this, that, and the third. As an artist, Sweetie, no one is feeling Sweetie as an artist, as a rapper, as a social media influencer. Yes, as a social media artist, yes, because she's got many irons in the stove. She got the Fansly account. I don't know if that's really popping. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about her Fansly account. And I always told you guys when Sweetie came out, I said, yo, Sweetie, you better start generating music. Otherwise, you're going to be labeled as a one-hit wonder. You're going to be here today, gone tomorrow, or here today, gone to OnlyFans. And look what happened to Sweetie. She's doing Fansly. Okay? And I feel like the same thing is happening to Glorilla as well as Sexy Red. I think where they separate a little, Glorilla has a lot of music industry executives that would put money behind her motion to get her back popping again in the music scene. With Sexy Red, she doesn't have that type of exposure. And Sexy Red is pretty much in the same situation as Sweetie. I got to stay viral to be popping out here. Okay. It's not like I have a banging body. It's, people are already talking about, me being whether or not, if I'm attractive or not. A lot of people are joking on me saying I look like Young Thug 2.0. So there's nothing sexy about me, even though other than my chain that says sexy red. But there's really, I can't go on social media and live off being attractive. Okay, so I got to still be blowing up in these social media streets. What can I do? And that's why I feel like that the sex tape, no matter if it was uh orchestrated to be put out that way, accidentally was put out that way, or this is some type of thing where the guy that was having sex with Sexy Red wanted to put it out so he can get some popularity. However, this sex tape went out and when it dropped, it put Sexy Red back on social media. She starts to get popping on social media, because the music wasn't. Okay. After Pound Town, she pretty much fizzled out. Now with Glorilla, she pretty much fizzled out too, but she's got a record company behind her that's going to that's got a lot of pull in the music industry to get her popping again. Now, all it takes for Glorilla, just like her first hit with Cardi B, her record company got her to collaborate with Cardi B. All it takes for Glorilla is to collaborate with someone else. Maybe Cardi B again, Meg the Stallion, maybe Meg the Stallion, Drake, 21 Savage. It doesn't, um, you know, with with her label, musically, they can keep her relevant as an artist. With Sexy Red, it's not the same type of motion. It's not the same thing. Sexy Red is being popular because of her going viral. Now she was viral like what, a couple of weeks ago. She was taking pictures out and about. Some guard walked past her and she said that he was in the way and he said, I don't give a damn. And then she cussed him out. She got viral for that. And now this quote unquote leaked sex tape. And like I said, it might, let's just, hindsight 2020, maybe this guy went into her account and posted it on her Instagram story. Let's say that actually happened, or this was orchestrated to happen. All right, to get buzz for Sexy Red. But either way, Sexy Red is blowing up. All right, and this wave is going to ride all the way through this weekend into next week, and that's perfect timing for Sexy Red. Okay, so it's not like the music is blowing Sexy Red up. It's the stuff around Sexy Red that's blowing her up. But I think eventually she's going to have to get into the studio and make something better than Pound Town, which her coochie pink, her booty hole brown. Yeah, that's cool and all. But if you want to have some longevity in the music career, you're gonna have to come out with more than just Pound Town and Pound Town the remix. Okay. Otherwise, she's gonna be in the same boat like Sweetie. Here today, OnlyFans tomorrow. And I think she's already phasing into the OnlyFans, where she can make some extra money doing that as well. Would not surprise me none if, Sexy Red announced that she's got a partnership with OnlyFans or Fansly, and she's going to do exclusive content that you can't get off of her Instagram page and things of that nature. And she's going to be pretty much hovering over being a music artist or a porn star. An OnlyFans model or a Fansly artist. Okay. So it would not surprise me none if Sexy Red goes that way. But Glorilla, I really do feel like, you know, between the two, she really wants to be known as a rapper. Okay. And between the two, I feel like Glorilla she's got a record company behind her, plus the music industry behind her that can still keep her relevant in the music scene. I don't think Sexy Red has that type of pull in the music scene, but hey, that's neither here nor there. All right. So moving on. All right. Let me take a quick commercial break, okay? And I will get back with you guys soon. Hold on one second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some peppermint in it. All right, hold on.
These niggas come in your chat. They won't even hit the like button because you all are a bunch of motherfucking haters. Bitch, it don't cause you shit. Not only to be over here, it don't cause you shit to hit the like button. But double fuck you motherfuckers in real life. Huh? Yes, that won't hit the like button. This is for you motherfuckers. Bitch, hit the like button. Don't hit the like button. Fuck you motherfuckers. In real life, you hear this? Look, bitches. You don't hit the like button. Fuck you motherfuckers. And thank you for the view, bitches. These niggas come in your chat. They won't even hit the like button because you all are a bunch of motherfucking haters. Bitch, it don't cause you shit. Not only to be over here, it don't cause you shit to hit the like button. But double fuck you motherfuckers in real life. Huh? Yes, that won't hit the like button. This is for you motherfuckers. Bitch, hit the like button. Don't.
And do what Sister T says and hit that like button. All right. All right. So real fast, real quick, I'm gonna run down the other stuff I was gonna talk about. DJ Envy and the Credit Dude. Seemed like the Credit Dude. I think someone that was a partner with DJ Envy exposed DJ Envy, talked about how DJ Envy was supposed to, promote his website, expose DJ Envy in the Ponzi scheme, saying like DJ Envy knew everything about it. He also said that his business associate, DJ Envy's business associate, owes him money as well. Now, DJ Envy did release a couple of text messages. That's the thing to do. It seemed like everybody likes to, release text messages or messages and on his Instagram account. And DJ Envy photoshopped a conversation he had with this gentleman, and the gentleman pretty much said that he thanked DJ Envy and gave DJ Envy his flowers, saying he wouldn't be in the situation he would be in as of right now if it wasn't for DJ Envy. Now, put some perspective in this. I don't know the timestamp of this text message. And I don't know what he was thanking for DJ Envy. One could assume he could have been thanking DJ Envy for the recent news about DJ Envy promoting him. One could also assume that even he said in his video, DJ Envy was supposed to promote him on the Breakfast Club, and maybe this will be part of their promotion campaign. And one could also assume this does not necessarily mean that as far as this gentleman, he's not singing the praises of DJ Envy, saying that, DJ Envy found him off the street. He's definitely not saying that. So one could lead to those arguments. Now, DJ Envy since then has deleted this. But it's already been copied and everybody done posted it and this, that, and the third. Now, also in this news, DJ Envy sent cease and desist letters to Tony the Closer. I think his name is That Credit Dude. And I think he sent a one to Rick Ross. And DJ Envy been quiet as kept about this situation. He still hasn't acknowledged whether or not he still partners with this gentleman who has scammed a lot of people. And I saw a video on YouTube on his Ponzi scheme. He was basically getting money from people, selling them the same dream and the same promises and the same house as he already sold to other people. And people just simply believed him and just gave him the money because of this return that this in turn they're going to get from him. He promised them, he pillow talked the hell out of a lot of them. And basically, this guy allegedly scammed a victim of sexual assault at the workplace, scammed her out of money. I mean, this is really looking bad for, uh, not only DJ Envy's business associate, but even DJ Envy. I just don't see how DJ Envy is going to maneuver out of this situation. I don't know how DJ Envy is going to be able to stay on the Breakfast Club. A lot of people are saying no one they're trying to make the connection that maybe Angela Yee knew a lot about this and she wanted to hurry up and move out of this situation and do her own thing because that will sort of spur the moment as well. Everything's fine and dandy on the Breakfast Club, and then next thing you know, you hear this announcement that Angela Yee is leaving the Breakfast Club. Now, this was before all this stuff went down. Charlemagne the God he really doesn't have to do the Breakfast Club because he has his own podcasting network. And he also has his own show. Okay. He has 2 shows. All right. So it's not like Charlemagne the God needs the Breakfast Club. Plus, the Breakfast Club is radio. And I just don't think radio is that significant nor important in today's climate, particularly when, people, you know, hear about these reports faster than you're announcing them on the Breakfast Club. I don't think radio is that significant. Just like television, now more than ever, people are pulling the cord from satellite and cable. People just rather just pay for the subscription service and they don't have to deal with cable or satellite. And radio's the same way. If anybody is fucking with radio, it's satellite radio. I think they'll go that far, but not, you're not getting a lot of listeners to just sit back and listen to satellite radio, much less AM and FM radio. I just don't see it. But, yeah, they do, the Breakfast Club is on YouTube and people do watch the interviews. Okay. But it's really set up in a radio environment. Okay. But nevertheless, that's neither here nor there. I just don't see DJ Envy getting out from under clean. One or two things are going to happen, or both of these things are going to happen. His credibility is ruined. His reputation will be smeared because of this. If he's somehow, even if he's not connected to this guy, let's just say hypothetically, DJ Envy knew nothing about this. Still, it looks real bad for DJ Envy. But if they can show, and a lot of people are saying they can connect the dots. If they can connect the dots that DJ Envy was part of this is disastrous for DJ Envy. Okay. I just don't see him. I mean, if he's implicated to this, I just don't see him staying on the Breakfast Club much longer. I think this is going to ruin the Breakfast Club because even if DJ Envy has to step down, I mean, only person there is left is Charlemagne, and Charlemagne really don't need the Breakfast Club anymore. So it is what it is. Plus, you've been hearing the Breakfast Club's ratings are not that good anyway. All right. So yeah. So I wanted to talk about that very quickly. And there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. If you guys give me a second, there's one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I had it in my notes. And yeah. This is the good stuff. So I I talked about it briefly on I'm Chris the Don 1 TV, and Sean Bigger. For those who do not know who Sean Bigger is, he used to be part of my expert opinion podcast, which is hosted by Math Hoffa. Uh, at one point in time, Sean Bigger was there, EXO was there, Heineken was there, Space Ghost was there. Now, I did confuse Space Ghost and Shampoo. They're two different people. Shampoo is friends of Space Ghost, and he helped Space Ghost as well as Math Hoffa and Heineken and EXO promote the podcast. And Space Ghost did the audio. And first and foremost, let's just start. Math Hoffa has been losing hosts left or right. And people are saying that Math Hoffa is the next Joe Budden 2.0. And we all know what happened to Joe Budden and Rory Maul. We're not going to regurgitate that stuff again. There's plenty of videos and live streams I've done on this YouTube channel. But EXO and Heineken departed because of their contract situation with Math Hoffa and how they was going to do business moving forward. Now, allegedly, this is coming from the mouth of EXO. He had a deal in place where my expert opinion podcast was going to have a big time sponsor, which would have been the Revolt Network. And he's been talking to people that's a part of Revolt. And come to find out now from Math Hoffa's perspective, he said that he don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't manage my expert opinion podcast. He doesn't manage Math Hoffa. And Math Hoffa even said that the people that he was talking to, they were friends of someone who's friends of someone who's friends who had the necessary pull to make this deal official over there at Revolt. So he wasn't really talking to legit members or legit employees of Revolt. Okay. So that's why they strayed apart. Heineken left because EXO left. And he was having contract disputes with Math Hoffa. Now they also allegedly Math Hoffa was not paying them. Okay. Like I said, you can believe Math Hoffa, you can believe Heineken and EXO. I did a video about it. I kind of lean towards Heineken and EXO on not getting paid properly, but the Revolt deal kind of sounds kind of spooky. And the other stuff they talked about Math Hoffa was kind of questionable. But nevertheless, I feel like there was a dispute with the money, okay, on what they agreed to. Okay, so let's just go that far with it. Okay, now Space Ghost accused Math Hoffa of not paying him. Math Hoffa said, "No, I wanted to pay you, but it's hard to get in contact with you because you're not the best person as far as text. You don't respond to text messages or phone calls, and it'd be days and months before I can get a response from you." He, said it on that level why he couldn't pay Space Ghost on time. But he did say he paid Space Ghost. Now Space Ghost since then has not said no, he still owes me a bill. And let's just face facts and face reality. Okay, if there's any type of funny stuff with Math Hoffa and he did not pay none of these guys I just mentioned, these guys will be in litigation. They will be lawyered up and they will be in litigation to get their money. I do feel like they did get money, but not the money that they thought they was going to get, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. All right. So now we come to Sean Bigger. Sean Bigger went to Bag Fuel. Now, Bag Fuel is a channel that was created by Heineken and EXO. And he had some juicy receipts talking about the situation between EXO and why that fell through with Math Hoffa and Heineken and why he's no longer doing business with Mav Hoffa. And he also said that originally it wasn't even about the money with him. But then later on, he started thinking about his family. He's got a family to take care of. And, the heartstrings started to start flowing in, and this, that, and the third, the sad music and whatever. So he said his side of the story. Mav Hoffa took to Instagram. He was on a flight, and he was basically talking about this whole situation with with Space Go. Well, more with Heineken, EXO, and Sean Bigger, because those are the three who did uh, this rebuttal of Mav Hoffa. And Mav Hoffa basically said that, look, these guys, the only way people are watching these guys if they talk about me, which is true. Let's just go on face facts and face reality. Okay, if you look at Bag Fuel, I'm subscribed to Bag Fuel. Their regular interviews, I mean, they're barely cracking 2,000 views. I mean, and you're saying to yourself, okay, hold up, Heineken and EXO, you want to take credit for blowing up Mav Hoffa's YouTube channel. And y'all are one of the reasons why Mav Hoffa has so many subscribers and so many views. But in that very same interview, you pretty much expose yourself, because in that same interview, you guys talked about how y'all didn't know the dynamics of YouTube or how YouTube works, and you had to understand YouTube through trial and determination, particularly with your channel. All right. So wait a minute, which is it? Are you guys the reason why Mav Hoffa started getting more subscribers and more people to watch my expert opinion? Or are you these same guys that are trying to figure out YouTube on the fly? So which is it? Which one, y'all, which narrative you guys are going to run? Because when you look at Bag Fuel, and let's just say hypothetically, you believe Heineken and EXO that they are one of the reasons why Mav Hoffa is successful now on YouTube. Let's just run with that narrative. If that's the case, how come they couldn't use these same practices that they use for Mav Hoffa on their own show? Because if you look at their numbers, they're light years behind, Mav Hoffa. I mean, they're not getting a lot of subscribers. And the only time, and if you look at their channel, their most biggest viewerships are when they're talking about Mav Hoffa and their dealings with Mav Hoffa and the Sean Bigger interview. Okay, that's their biggest views, and they're eating off of those videos. And no disrespect, hey, look, when you're a content creator, particularly in YouTube or social media, you got to get in where you fit in. And if your biggest views is talking about particularly Mav Hoffa, you got to take it and run with it. But when you look at their other videos, they're not even scratching 1,000 views. Okay. So, anywho, that's neither here nor there. That's just something I noticed, because I'm subscribed to Bag Fuel as well as Mav Hoffa. I do occasionally watch Bag Fuel, but I watch Mav Hoffa more. It doesn't mean I'm more of a fan of Mav Hoffa, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so Sean Bigger got on Bag Fuel and talked about how Mav Hoffa owes him all this money, but Mav Hoffa took to Instagram and he talked about it, and he also showed receipts of money that he has cashed app to Sean Bigger. Hey, look, when you dealing with people, you have to have your receipts, and he showed receipt after receipt of money he has given to Sean Bigger. Plus, there was one more payment, and Sean Bigger commented in the comment. He said, "Hey, yo, why you giving me this much money? You don't owe me this much money." He said, "I'm just giving you extra." And then Sean Bigger thanked them. All right. So I know a lot of people were going to, oh, well, he's paying for the security for the Math Hoffa show, but he didn't pay Sean Bigger as a host, which is baloney. Plus, Math Hoffa said in the live stream, on the Instagram live stream, that this man is dissing him and he bought Sean Bigger's outfit. This man is dissing Math Hoffa in the outfit Math Hoffa bought him. Okay? So you can believe whoever you want to believe. Okay? You can pick whatever side you want to pick. But let's be a realist here. I feel like there's a lot of holes in Sean Bigger's interview. I think there's a lot of holes in Heineken and EXO when they was talking about Math Hoffa. And yes, I do feel like there's a lot of holes in Math Hoffa's argument. I feel like at the end of the day, there's no victims here, but there is plenty of blame to pass around. Okay. And like I said on my other YouTube channel, this is, this is going to go left real fast. And, Sean Bigger said in that interview that all he wanted Math Hoffa to do was promote his podcast, his YouTube channel, which, by the way, he created a YouTube channel called The Bigger Picture. And I watched a couple of videos on The Bigger Picture. And here's my perspective of it. As just a man of faith, or a man who believes in faith and believes in religion, I feel like The Bigger Picture is much needed for spiritual or religious, if people seeking religion and things of that nature, quoting Bible scriptures. I think all of that is important, but as a content creator, and you have to separate the two. There's a time and a place for everything. I think that's great. If you want to do that, if you want to create a channel and, talk about spiritual wisdom and quote Bible scriptures and Bible stories and things of that nature, that's great and all, if that's what you want to do. However, I don't think it fits with Bag Fuel, what they're doing over there, with my Math Hoffa, my expert opinion. I don't think it correlates. The Bigger Picture correlates with what Gilly and Wallow is doing, or what Drink Champs is doing. I think what Bigger is doing is great spiritually, but I don't. But in YouTube and in social media, it's not going to do a lot of numbers, because there's a time and a place for everything. And people want to be entertained. People want to be entertained by interviews and gossip. I'm sorry. Particularly on social media, I think there's a place for what Sean Bigger is doing. I think it's important what Sean Bigger is doing. But if there's no conflict, if there's no pointing fingers, if there's no hot gossip topics, if there's no messiness or anything like that, I don't see a lot of people subscribing to his channel, and I just don't see a lot of people watching it. I do feel like there's a community for that, but I don't think that community is large enough than the community that he left, if that makes sense. But I think The Bigger Picture is I think it's a solid channel, but I can see why Math Hoffa was hesitant in promoting this, because that brand that Sean Bigger is doing it doesn't fit what Math Hoffa is doing. It's like two different IPs. I don't think the Math Hoffa audience would even if Math Hoffa promoted the bigger picture or had it on his network, I don't think a lot of people would gravitate to it. Okay. Um, and I can understand the hesitance on Math Hoffa part. If that's why they are no longer business associates, is because of that. Now, there's some other reasons why they're no longer business associates, but to me, and the bag fuel, I felt like out of the two YouTube channels, maybe bag fuel would fit well, particularly if it was on Math Hoffa channel. But Math Hoffa said in the live stream that nobody's watching that trash ass podcast. And I think he's talking about Math bag fuel than the bigger picture. He's talking about Heineken and EXO. And let's just be fair and be honest. The the views don't lie. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. And not a lot of people are watching any of the episodes of Bag Fuel other than when they're talking about Math Hoffa. I know this month's check for Bag Fuel is going to be crazy large for Heineken and EXO. This is going to be their biggest check their since when they left Math Hoffa, and they did an hour-long discussion about Math Hoffa. And I knew that particular month they had an extremely large check waiting for them at the end of the month. I think they're going to have a huge, they already probably eating and feasting on the Sean Bigger interview. If not last month, definitely up this at the end of this month. Okay. But if you look at the other content that's on Bag Fuel, it's not getting the views like those two when they're talking about Math Hoffa. Because people like drama, people like messiness. Okay. When I feel like DJ Academics, he's like a magnet for that stuff. But I feel like people watch him even more when he's in demon mode and he's talking about Rory and Mealy Mall, when he's talking when he's talking about Adam 22 and No Jumper, when he's talking about Flacco. I mean, I think the numbers go through the roof when he's talking about those guys. But when he's doing regular content, the numbers are still up there. Okay. So, now he's got a beef going on with Sharp. But, it is what it is. I think, but with this situation, I can see later on down the road when cooler heads, when everyone has a cooler head, I can see Math Hoffa taking back Sean Bigger, and I can also see Sean Bigger taking back Math Hoffa. Okay, because what they really beefing about, if you want to call it beef, is it's not the money. It's just the fact that Math Hoffa didn't believe in what Sean Bigger wanted to do outside of My Expert Opinion podcast. And I just don't see the two YouTube channels have anything in common. Okay, I do feel like there's a time and place what Sean Bigger is doing, and I just don't see it coordinating with what Math Hoffa is doing. But I do feel like down the road they can patch things up. Maybe they shake hands on it. Everything's forgiven. Sean Bigger still does his own thing. Math Hoffa does his thing. A lot of stuff that was said in that live stream can be forgiven for Math Hoffa and Sean Bigger. I don't know about Heineken and EXO. I think it's deep rooted. I think there's a lot of jealousy and envy on Heineken and EXO's part. I think there's some hostility on Math Hoffa's part, and I just don't see that. I don't see no resolution anytime soon with any of those guys. Okay, so It is what it is. I mean, you hate to see it. You know, it's just one of those things. And I said this on my other YouTube channel, I'm Chris Don One TV. These podcasts are going through some stuff, okay? And sometimes you got to switch things up because you can't do a podcast day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year without some tension, okay? Particularly if you doing a podcast with people you don't consider as friends and family. And if you do consider them friends and family, sometimes it could be the little things, the subtle things that it'll go left. Maybe you're showing up late. Maybe you said something in an interview that ticked off the host. Maybe the host said something that ticked you off and you're still holding on to it. And it just happens as human beings. All right. We're not robots. And you can see it happening with Joe Budden. Queen's Flip is talking about his contract dispute with Joe Budden. It seems like Melissa Ford and Joe Budden are at odds. Joe Budden hired her and thinking that he was going to get the Melissa Ford that's going to talk about everything is open for discussion. Her, when she was a video vixen and things of that nature, he's not getting that from Melissa Ford. And he even said that there are plenty women that can take the place of Melissa Ford. And I kind of do believe that. I know Melissa Ford ain't listening, but hey, you need to get in or get out. Okay. And Melissa Ford is in this mode of, I'm not going to get off the pot. You need to get on to get off the pot. And I'm just saying on the outside looking in, Melissa Ford, and I know she's not watching me, but on the outside looking in, you got to get in program, okay? The reason why he probably put you on the Joe Budden podcast in the first place is, when you was famous back in the day as a video vixen, and he wanted some insight in that. And I'm thinking about, Melissa Ford, you got a lot of amazing stories to tell when in that era. Okay, who was sleeping with who, how the video vixen thing started, why did it fail, and this, that. But you got a lot of great content that you can talk about on the Joe Budden podcast, and she's failing to do it. Okay, so you got Joe Budden at odds with Melissa Ford and Queen Flip about his contract dispute, Ish with his contract dispute. And it just goes to show, dude, when you're dealing with a lot of people, you're going to have problems working with people. And it could be a financial issue, it could be a personal issue, or a contract issue. But you're going to have issues when you're dealing with so many people uh, on a podcast, and it happens. A lot of people were throwing salt on Joe Budden's name, thinking, oh, Joe Budden is emotional and he's hard to deal with, and it's all Joe Budden's fault about Roy and Mal and things of that nature. But you're starting to see it reap its ugly head in every podcast. It just happens. You know, excuse me. Even Godfrey, the comedian, he had issues with his podcast. Mike Tyson had the Hot Box Boxing podcast. I think that's what it's called. He had an issue with the host. Now the host no longer wants to do it, and they had differences of opinion, and they handled it very professionally. It didn't get messy or anything like that, but it just happens. And just one of those things that happens. Okay, it's just part of human nature. And when you're dealing with multiple people, just like any other job, you have setbacks and you have to overcome a lot of stuff. And like No Jumper, Adam 22. He has a situation on his podcast now. AD's doing his own thing, and Adam 22 done hired some new people, it is what it is. But it happens like that. It's just human nature. It doesn't mean that there was a bad guy in the situation. It doesn't mean that there was a good guy in the situation. In a lot of these cases, it was heading that way in the first place. And when you're human, and this is in every walk of life, even in fast food, you know, in the beginning when y'all were co-workers, life was good, everything was cool, you didn't get on each other's nerves. But then after you work with somebody for a long period of time, they get on your nerves, and this, that, and the third, and the struggle begins. All right. So yeah. So guys, this we're coming to the end of the road. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody that came in. I hope everyone hit the like button on their way out. I really do appreciate that if you did. I'd like to thank everybody that hit the subscription button and the notification bell and even shared this content with your friends, family, and followers. I really do appreciate that if you did that. Really doesn't matter if you're a day one subscriber or you just recently subscribed. I really do appreciate you contributing to the channel. Okay. I'd like to thank my graveyard audience that was here in the beginning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Most of y'all are at home, probably asleep. I feel you. I feel you, dog. And I'd like to also, to my early morning audience that has to go to work early. Most of y'all are probably at work right now or heading to work. So I hope you get the day going, and I hope everything is okay for you. Okay, so really do appreciate y'all coming in and tapping in with your boy. And guys, we're about to wrap this thing up. Too early for this podcast is officially out. Please be sure to hit the like button and share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Okay. Also, go support the Dream. The Dream's YouTube channel, her Instagram. I'm still rocking with the Dream. And just go check her out. She got some amazing content. She's also doing OnlyFans. Okay. I did a review on her OnlyFans a couple of weeks ago. Check out that video as well. And we're about to wrap this puppy up. Okay. There's, not too much to talk about. I covered everything. We'll have some new content for my membership audience. I have a lot of content for my membership audience. If you lock in, hit the join membership button. There's 3 tiers, and there's some content that only my membership audience could check out. All right. So it's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from Ghost to Ghost. It's your boy, I'm Chris Down One. My next live stream will be on Just My Opinion podcast, doing season 3. I believe it's episode 5. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff on my sports channel. Go check that out. Oh, by the way, Drake released yesterday. I listened to the whole album. I'm going to be 1,000% honest with you guys. I just didn't feel the Drake vibes. I did not feel the Drake vibes. I'm not impressed with this album. I think the collaboration album with him and 21 Savage was a better album. I feel like the album before him, not the album where he's doing house music or island music, wherever you call that. I forgot the name of that album, but the album before that, I thought that one was a better album. And, early Drake, he was hitting everything. I mean, everything was slapping. Every single, every album was slapping. The way how he was collaborating with different people. Now, now if you check out Drake, I think Drake has been hitting and missing on a lot of these projects. He missed on this project for my dogs. I thought this was going to be a very good album. There's like one or two songs I like, but I don't really like. Like if I hear it on the radio, or if I hear it on my iPhone, yeah, I might listen to it. But no, it's not. I mean, it's not a lot of slapping hits. Uh, when we talked about P. Diddy's album, I think his album was a lot better than this album. But I think Drake didn't. I think he didn't fully utilize his strengths, and I like the Charlotte joint, the first single from this album. I kind of feel the Charlotte joint. I kind of like the vibe of it. I like the video. You know, he had his kid in it. I thought that was good. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. Maybe if I listen to it a couple of times, I'll start feeling it. But I'm not feeling it as of well. But I wanted to say that real quick. I forgot. And that's how bad this album is. I wanted to talk about it track for track. But that's how bad this album is. But there is some influences of Charlotte. There's some influences of East Coast. There's some influences of Houston. There's some influences of some old Drake, but it's just not enough there for it to be a likable album. And for that many tracks, I think it's like 20 plus tracks. Let's just say 20 tracks. Of those 20 tracks, there's only 2 I like. And that's the Charlotte joint. And I think I like the Houston joint. And wait a minute. I kind of like the 21 Savage joint. Okay. But other than that, I mean, it was just like he was trying to reinvent the wheel. He was really taking a lot of chances on doing something different, which that's the whole thing about Drake. Every Drake experience, every Drake album is just different. It's just like he's trying to outdo himself. But with this album, he was really trying to do something too different. There's a difference when you're trying to do something different from your last project. You're trying to put a lot of oomph from your last project to this project. But when you're going totally left field, I just got to listen to it a little bit more. All right. But that's, my opinion on it. And maybe I rushed through a lot of songs. I did fast forward a lot of songs. I just did not marinate with a lot of songs. And with a lot of Drake songs, it switches up midway through, and I understand that. But if you don't get me at the beginning of the song, and if you don't get me at the first minute of the song, I'm gone. Okay. I don't care what you do, if you switched it up or you got a verse with someone else. I don't care what you do at the middle of the song or at the end of the song. You lost me. Okay. So yeah, that's all I got for today. I'm Chris Down One podcast premiered this Wednesday. Go check it out. Go check out the links in the description below. It's your boy, and I'm gone. I'm out of here. I will see y'all on the next rendition of Too Early for This podcast next Saturday. Be there or be square. I'm out. Deuces, y'all. Deuces.